Hello, Mr. Chu's here with another Math Minute with Mr. Chu. Let's talk about long division. So this is my second video I've done on long division, and we've got a couple challenge problems at the end after we work a couple of example problems. So why learn how to long divide? Why would you even want to do it? Some students will say, I can just use a calculator. You can if it's numbers, but you cannot if it's algebraic expressions, which are called polynomials. So make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this with your friends, and let them know Mr. Chu wants to help you learn the algebra. So if I take the numbers 1,792 and divide it by 56, I can rewrite that like this, as a fraction, because this fraction bar just means divide. So this is 1792 divided by 56. But if you're trying to long divide it, you have to write that out with the bar up above what we're dividing into. And then we put this little mark above it and to the left of it, and then the divisor goes out here. So now you're saying in your mind, how many times will 56 go into 1? It won't. How many times will 56 evenly divide into 17? It won't. How many times will 56 divide into 179? It will. And how many times is that it will do that? It will do it 3 times. So since it'll do it 3 times, I write a 3 right up above the 9 because I'm dividing it into 179. Now I take 56 times 3, and I'll just stack this up because it's just a skill that's kind of lost. 3 times 6 is 18, carry the 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. And I write the 168 underneath the 3 digits that I divided the 56 into. Now, the next step, and this is confusing when we have variables up there, you're going to subtract this. So 8 from 9 would be 1. 6 from 7 will be 1. And now I'm going to check it and say, well, is 11 smaller than 56? Yes. So I've done that first step correctly. Now I'm going to carry down my 2, do something similar when it has variables in it. Now how many times will 56 divide into 112? It happens to be twice. And then 56 times 2, 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1, is 112. And when I subtract it and get a 0 here, that means it terminates. Now I just want to write one more thing. We could have written this 1792 as 56 times 32. And I use my raised dot as multiplication. And I'm dividing that by 56, because that's the divisor. These two will cancel a common factor of 56, and so that equals 32, which is what I have here. Now you may be saying, okay, but how can I do that now with algebraic expressions that are called polynomials? Well, let's write example 2 up here. So this was example 1 here, and now I'm going to write example 2. And this was example problem 1. All right, so let's take and let's write an algebraic expression just like we did here, and I'll refer over here to this one again. So I have 4x, let's write it like a fraction first. So I have 8x squared minus 10x minus 12 divided by 4x plus 3. All right, so it's going to equal something. In this case, this one doesn't have a remainder. A little bit harder when they have remainders. My next couple videos will have remainders in them. So what do we do here? We just have to take this divisor, write it outside of this division bar, and we write this polynomial inside. So this binomial is being long divided into this trinomial. So now look and see what we did over here. We said 56 will go into 179 so many times. So 4x, the first term, will go into 8x squared how many times? So in other words, I'm taking 8x squared and divide it by 4x. Well, in this case, a common factor of 4 will cancel, and that'll be a 2. And the x will cancel here, and it'll be an x. So the answer is going to be 2x. So 2x times 4x is 8x squared. And 2x times plus 3 is plus 6x. All right, so what do we do here now? We subtract. So we're going to subtract this whole thing. So I'm going to take 8x squared minus 8x squared. Well, that's 0, so you don't have to write the 0 down there. And then negative 10x minus 6x, which is negative 16x. Now, when I was teaching my brick and mortar 8th grade, 9th grade, and 10th graders this, I'd say, when we're subtracting these two, we change this to plus the opposite. And then this is my 0, and this is my negative 16x. All right, so now what did we do after we subtracted this? We brought down the 2. So you're going to bring down the minus 12. All right, this skill is important in an algebra class. That's why I'm taking the time to make this video for you. So now, how many times will 8x divide into negative 16x? Well, I've got to take my negative 16x and figure out how many times 4x will divide into it. Remember what we do here now. 4, common factor of 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1. Negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. And the x and x cancels out. So the answer is going to be negative 4, which I write up here, minus 4. Okay, so now I take minus 4 times 4x, which is negative 16x. Minus 4 times plus 3 is minus 12. And remember what we do here now. We're going to subtract the whole thing. This is where it gets a little confusing for some students. Minus a negative ends up becoming plus a positive. That's why doing this like I did with the blue here is so important. When you subtract, you're going to change it to plus the opposite on both of them. And look what happens. These cancel out, I get a 0. These cancel out, I get a 0, which means I have a remainder of 0, which means it evenly divided. Now, if it evenly divided, it means these two are the factors. So I can write those. Now, I always have some people that will say, wait a minute, I remember from algebra class, or we are learning factoring. Yes, you could have factored this into these two. All right, and then we're dividing by 4x plus 3. Well, you know how I canceled here? We can cancel to make sure we did this right. This is a quantity in the denominator, and these two cancel, and I get 2x minus 4. That's what I said the answer was. So this is how you long divide polynomials, which are algebraic expressions. If this is a helpful video, give it a thumbs up. share this with your friends and say, hey, there's this guy that's making these videos that'll help us in algebra class. Subscribe to my channel so that I can reach out to more people. So, I'm Mr. Chu, and I've got some challenge problems for you. So I will go ahead and erase this side here. And I already have the challenge problems on a screen, on a whiteboard that I'm going to put up here. So here's challenge problem 1A. 61 divided into 2,867. Don't use a calculator, practice long division. Challenge problem 2A. 3y plus 2 divided into 15y squared plus y minus 6. Now there will be a link up here, and it will be the Math Minute at the whiteboard 5. This is 5A. So if we go to video 5, you're going to have challenge problem 1, challenge problem 2, and there'll be a link up here at the top if you're watching this on a computer. Otherwise, it will be in the description. You can click on that link and it will show you how these are worked. So pause this now, work these 2 videos, and it will be coming up here on the screen. Down here on the bottom will be a playlist of other math minutes. Pause this and work it now. So make sure you check this out. Make sure you like my video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And remember, I'm Mr. Chu. I've been talking about my Math Minute videos, and I want to help you learn the algebra. And I'll see you in my long video. Thanks for watching. Let your friends know Mr. Chu's here for you.